Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about the differences between the MBTI perceiving functions introverted sensing versus extroverted sensing. Some individuals still are unable to tell if someone is a particular type of sensor. Introverted sensors are traditionalists. So these are people who are very much about keeping records. They like routines, they like protocol. They are the type of people who have a good memory for details. So they are focused on the five senses, but it has to do with the past. And these individuals need data collection to be able to predict what's going to happen in the future. So they're very much about recognizing patterns. And these are the type of individuals who are very much about structure. So they have a judger way of organizing their lives. So these are people who are going to be reliable, reachable, they tend to be hardworking. And introverted sensors do well in settings where there's are lots of rules, regulations, and structures. So for example, insurance companies or banking or even the school system, they tend to feel at home in that type of environment. Other aspects when it comes to introverted sensors is that these are individuals who are not very open to what is new. So they like what is a tried and true. So they like to pass on traditions to the new generations. And they might make some adjustments, but they like things to stay pretty much the same. Introverted sensors also tend to be more, conservative in terms of their looks. So you won't see them with blue hair or piercings or even tattoos. So they're another type of people who are about looking different. They like to fit in, and also they tend to be more rigid in terms of their views. So these are people who are very much about keeping things out as they are. The other aspect when it comes to introverted sensors is that they have the fastest brain waves. So that's why they're very much about the five senses. But again, it's not about what is happening in the present or in the future, but it has to do with the past. Examples of introverted sensors, which means that they have introverted sensing in their first or second function stack, are ISTJs, ESTJs, ISFJs, and ESFJs. By contrast, individuals who have extroverted sensing in their first or second function stack are individuals who are about the here and now. So yes, they're focused on the five senses, but they like what is new, what is different, and these are the individuals who tend to have a short attention span and don't like a lot of details. So they just want enough information to know what to do for the next step. So extroverted sensors like to be different. So they are not interested in repeating what happened in the past. So these are people you will see that don't mind having blue hair or tattoos or dressing differently because they don't want to blend in. In terms of career choices, these are the individuals who would like something like start their own business because they like their freedom. They are artists because they want to explore new ideas. So these are people who have a high tolerance for risk, and they feel energized by not knowing what will happen. By contrast, when you look at the introverted sensors, they like security and stability. So the theme of their lives of the extroverted sensors is freedom and movement, compared to the introverted sensor, which has to do with duty and tradition. So when you'll see with the extroverted sensor is that these are people who have a spontaneous way of organizing their lives. So that's why they're all SPs. So when you meet an extroverted sensor with an introverted sensor, these are traits that should jump out at you. So you would ask yourself the question, do they like structure and they like predictability and they are traditionalists, versus are they open to what is new. They like to change things at the last minute. They don't like something is set in stone. They are open to what is new and different. So although they both are sensors, but when you meet them in real life, there are true differences between these two types of sensors. And the other aspect also when it comes to extrovert sensors is that they do have beta brain of dominance, but it's slower. So you'll see that that's why they tend to be more intuitive than the sensor judgers. Personality types that are extroverted sensor, which means that they have extrovert sensing their first or second function stack, are the ESTPs, ISTPs, ESFPs, and ISFPs. So to summarize, when it comes to sensors, it's important to understand the differences between the two. So one, when it comes to the introverted sensors, they're about duty, tradition. They tend to be organized. They like to rely on past data to predict what's going to happen in the future, and they're less open to what is new compared to extrovert sensors who are about the here and now. They tend to have a short attention span. They like what is new, what is fun. They are attracted to professions that are higher risk. That is, if you become, entrepreneur or even an artist, there are no guarantees if you're going to have a job in the next couple of years. So these are people who again are about being flexible, open. That's why their organizational style is spontaneous. So that's why they are all SPs. So I trust that this information was interesting. Maybe you learned something. If you did, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.